It's February 26th and it's time to start my peppers. So this year I've decided I'm going to do as much seed starting and getting them ready to put out in the garden with my soil blocks. So this is a mini blocker. It gives me 20 small 3/4 inch soil blocks to start my seeds in. You notice it's got a little dimple in there, and the dimple makes an indentation in the soil block, and that's where you put your seed to start them. I have a tray. This tray I get from Johnny's. It's a 5-pack for $15, and these are made to be used with soil blocks. And I've got my seed starter mix here. So there's a few videos you can find out on YouTube that show you how to use these mini blocks, and it makes it look really easy. It's not quite as easy as they make it out to be, but I'm going to show you how I use it, and I figured out to make decent soil blocks. Well, I'm going to take my mini blocker and I'm going to take it in here. I'm going to scoop up some soil in the mix. And I don't want to compress this, but you want to make sure that it's in there really good. Now there'll be more mix in the center of the block than there will be around the edges, so I want to make sure I get more of that into the corners, just to make sure that everything is going to be the same. You want to make sure all 20 of the blocks are going to be usable and good. Then just scrape off along the bottom just to make everything uniform. Then all you do is take this down. I'm going to compress this, but I do pump a few times, and that gives me some pretty good blocks. Okay, so here's what they look like. You'll notice there's gaps in between each one of the blocks. That helps keep the roots contained inside each individual block. And then here, right there, that's where the indentation is. You can see that. That's where the seeds go. Okay, I went ahead and did all my soil blocks, and I went ahead and put the seeds in there, and I use these tweezers. Now, I find it easier to use my tweezers than try to take each individual seed by hand and put them in there. So I'm able to take the seeds and just place them right there in the center of each block. So it works a lot better for me to use these than my hands. This year, I've decided to go with some more leafy greens, some salad mix stuff, for a couple of reasons. The leafy greens are more expensive at the grocery store than like root vegetables like radishes and beets and carrots. I'm going to still grow that stuff, but I'm going to do more leafy stuff. And so this year I'm going to do some spinach. Now the last time I did spinach, I was 7 years old, and it was boiled, and I was forced to eat that stuff. And it was bland, and who cares, and you're a little kid, and who wants to eat that stuff? So anyway, I'm going to use this for salad, and I'm just going to see how that works. I've also got some kale. And then my wife wanted some Brussels sprouts, so I'm going to grow Brussels sprouts. Now you'll see these seeds are pelleted, and that's just the way they came. I didn't buy them like that, and they'll just work as well. In the past few years, I've grown the smaller red cayenne peppers. I'm going to go with 3 varieties of hot peppers this year. I'm going to do the long, red, thick cayennes. These are going to be about 6 or 7 inches long. I've got the Anaheim peppers, and these are a milder form of pepper. And then I'm going to do the early hot jalapenos as my hot peppers. I've got 6 varieties of bell peppers, and I've got giant red, and then I've got another variety of a large red, orange, yellow, and I've got a green and golden California Wonders. So that's what I'm going to start on this batch, and I'm going to get these going and get these out in another month or so out into the garden. One thing you can do with these soil blocks is if you keep them moist, the seeds will actually germinate without having to cover them up. I'm going to do that though, because the germination rate, while it's okay, I'm trying to see if I can get better than what I've got. So I'm going to sprinkle some of my seed starter mix over the top of these just to cover them up, and then I'll spray that down, and we'll see what kind of results we get from that. Okay, so I just want to give them a little dusting just to cover them up a little bit. Don't cover them up too much, but I just want to make sure that they're all covered really well. So here we go. I use this little spray bottle, and I just spray over here I don't want to spray too hard because I don't want to knock the soil off the top of it, but I do want to get this moist. So I'll do that. I'm going to keep the seeds moist so they'll germinate. And then I'll take this and set it in a window inside. Wait for them to sprout. Give them a few days, then I'll start setting them outside so they get sun all day and harden them off that way. And when the temperature's in the 40s for the high, they'll be okay. I just don't leave them out at night so they freeze and get killed and ruin all my work. So as always, if you like the information in these videos, please subscribe. Back in a few days, a couple weeks maybe. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.